Good morning, guys. This is me, Rusty 78609, from live and in color from Central Texas, USA at 9:51 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I know for people up in the Northeast, I talk too slow, but that's the way that is. It is 64 top down degrees, pretty nice day, partly cloudy. It's supposed to be like this for the next 10 days. Highs in the low to mid 60s and the lows in the 50s. So that's normal for this time of the year. I'm on Park Road 4, Central Texas, USA, near Burnett, Texas, Llano, Texas, Marble Falls, Texas. On the way, this road I'm on right here goes by Inks Lake State Park, a very popular state park in Texas on a small lake made by the Colorado River. So, having said that, what's up today? What's up today? Good point. Point in every direction is a perfect circle. That's what I'm told. But anyway, Inks Lake is on the left, and this is pink granite country. All these rocks around here are pink granite. They have a pink granite plant or quarry in Marble Falls, Texas. And they sell that pink granite all over the world. And but anyway, I was doing a little thinking, which is hard for me to do. My gray matter's getting grayer by the day. And it occurred to me that I've talked a lot about RVing and van camping. Even though I've never owned a van, I've talked about it because I check on it. And camping in a car, which I've done. I've full-time RV'd for 20 plus years. I go camping in a Toyota Prius now, a car. Done that for about 4 years. So any of you that are interested in RVing or car camping, check out my playlist on my homepage at Rusty 78609. Now we got the advertisement out of the way. We'll move on to what I was thinking about. You know, why do people want to travel? Why travel? You know, I know at one time we were nomadic creatures because we had to move with the climate change and the depletion of our resources in the area where we were, so we'd go to another area, go north in the summer and south in the winter. And maybe that's part of it, maybe that's all of it, I don't know. But I know that it's still in me. I mean, I still like to travel. If I didn't own an RV or anything, I'd still want to go somewhere every now and then. And maybe that's what it's all about. I did rent a place one time, a condo in Taos, New Mexico, about a quarter of a mile from the square downtown. Perfect location. Nice little one-bedroom apartment, or whatever they called it. Quiet, private, and stayed there a month. It was all right, but it wasn't. I just tested it. I just wanted to see how it'd be like. And it's okay, but after a couple of weeks, I was ready to go somewhere else. And when you're renting a condo, you can't just pick it up off the foundation and carry it off. So I did leave early, a few days early, not many. And I thought about renting another place this summer. The one I rented in Taos, oh gosh, it's been 5 years ago. It was $800 a month, and it was for the month of August. That's kind of the end of the season out there, the summer season, I guess you'd say. So I did that. And I thought about getting one this summer, and I found one that's, $1,000 for a month in a pretty good location. It's just on the edge of the town or community or town of Taos, up on a little hill, pretty nice. And I'm going to go car camping, that's it. But why do we want to travel? Why go anywhere? I don't know. It's just innocent, I mean, and everybody has their own way to do it. There is no, I get comments, like, what would I recommend for someone as a type of camper, a van, car, fifth wheel, travel trailer, class A, B, C. That's an impossible question for an individual to answer for somebody else. It is. It's a question where you can get input, like this, a class A is this, a class B is this. You can get input as to the type of vehicles that people are using for traveling and camping and living. But as to which one is right for you, that's up to you. And I've mentioned this in other videos, I'll mention it again, the best way, if you can do it, if you don't have any type of vehicle to travel in now other than your car, you might try that first. It depends. If you got dogs and cats and chickens and all that stuff, then you probably want to get you something else. But if you can, rent it. Rent something for a week or two, preferably 2, and go somewhere. Take you a trip, see what you think. You can rent a van. Go to U-Haul and rent a van. Put you a cot in it and a luggable loo toilet, and it cost you $50 for the whole setup, and go. Take you some water and check it out. See if that's something you'd like to do on a more or less full-time basis. That's the way to do it. But yeah, you can rent the box units at U-Haul. You can rent vans. You can rent all kinds of stuff there. So rent it, try it out. You never know. You may hate it. That's something you don't want to find out after you've invested a lot of money in the vehicle. But anyway, I'm cruising here on Park Road 4, and up here on the left, we're going to pass an old golf course that I used to run. You may not be able to see much of it. It was a little 9-hole course that paralleled. It's on the left side. You can't tell it was a golf course, but it was. 9 holes, paralleled Inks Lake on 4 holes, and great place, cheap, laid-back golfers. A lot of old guys like me. And I ran it for, I don't know, a few years, just to have something to do. And I lived in the little old house right next to the clubhouse. It was just a little old 1-bedroom house, and I lived there. Sometimes people would knock on the door after it was closed in the summer, particularly when it didn't get dark till around 8, and I'd close the clubhouse at 6 and go into my little house next door. And it seemed like, not often, but every now and then somebody knock on the door. Hey man, can I get a Snickers or can I get a soda water? Yeah, I really do want to interrupt my meal and go open the clubhouse so you can get a $1 candy bar. But anyway, I'd do it. It didn't happen often, so it wasn't a big issue. We had a group of guys called they were old men, all retired. I called them the early birds. I mean, they like to be at the golf course just at sunrise, and that's when they like to start. Well, when I got there and I met these guys, I said, "Look, guys, y'all are getting here about 6:15 a.m. and waiting for the sun to come up enough so y'all can go play golf. If you think I'm going to get up and babysit you during that time, I ain't." So what I did was I showed them where I hid the key to unlock the golf cart. They remembered. And I said, we'll just kind of do it on the honor system. I said, and one of the things that they did at first when I gave them the key was every one of them took a cart. There was 4 of them. So they take 4 carts. Well, we didn't have enough carts for those guys to be riding around with 4 carts. So So we had to break them of that habit. Got them in the clubhouse one day. Said, hey guys, you know how many carts we got out there? We got 15 golf carts that run. Sometimes we have 18, and that's it. If you guys take 4, you've taken about 25% of our total operating equipment. So from now on, y'all pair up. Oh, they bitched and moaned. Well, hell, we're members. I pay my dues just like everybody else. I hear you. But the rule is you either pair up or you're going to have to buy your own golf cart. Well, they did. They paired up. Every now and then you'd see that there'd be an oddball. They'd screw up. And another thing they did was they drove their golf carts, and some of the other members did the same thing. They would drive their golf carts because they didn't want to walk. All right. Apparently, walking for exercise to this group was something they did not want to do. So, first of all, they assumed that the golf carts were army tanks and that they could go anywhere. They could go through brush that was 12 feet high. They could push down trees and find their golf ball. Well, I had to break them of that habit. Well, then it just transferred to another issue. And it wasn't just them, it was a whole bunch of members. What they would do is they would pull right up on the apron of the green and park their car. Well, you know, if a guy just did that one time, that's not a big issue. But you get 50 golfers or 60 golfers a day, whatever we were doing then, and they start pulling up on that apron, the next thing you don't have any grass there. And then guess what happened? Everybody starts bitching, well, hell, you ain't got any damn grass around the green. The apron on your green's all dead. Okay, guys. So then we had to go to school on that. Had a little meeting of the few members and said, okay, men, don't drive up on the apron of the green. Park your cart 30 feet, that's 10 steps from the green, so that we've got a good landing area in the front and on the sides and back of the green. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Like kids, it was worse than kids actually, because these were mostly old men, and it was they were just set in their ways. But gradually it kind of got through some of them, and that helped. And that was pretty much the end of that issue. But everybody bitch. All members at golf courses, when they pay their membership, it gives them the right to bitch. Okay? And what do they bitch about? The greens are too fast. The greens are too slow. The fairways are too rough. The fairways are too well mowed. The grass is too short, the fairways. The roughs are too rough. You need to cut that tree down on number 4 because my golf ball keeps hitting it. I hear you. I hear you. You need to water more. You need to water less. You need to water later. You need to water earlier. All of that shit. I'm sure anybody that's listening to this video that has ever managed or worked part-time or whatever at any golf course in the world can relate to what I'm telling you. Because it's too true. It is too true. People I have to tell you, people that work at golf courses, the groundskeeper, the ground superintendent, whatever you want to call him, the pro, the head pro, those guys take a lot of abuse. I mean, they have to have turtle skins, because here's another thing, you have tournaments. Well, there's only a few good players, all right? You've got A players, B players, C players, and D players. And the D players have the highest handicap, A players have the lowest, and they're the best. And so usually whoever has the best A player on their team win, okay? And that's just the way it is. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. You can't hardly tell. It's just a random draw, but anyway. So whenever I or anyone else would do the pairings for the teams, guys would get there early. The members would get there. Some of them would get there early and say, "Hey, man, pair me up with old Bill." Well, Bill's an A player. Everybody wants Bill, okay? I said, "Well, I'll see what I can do," which I didn't even listen. I just did what I was going to do anyway. And then a guy would come in and say, "Hey, me and old Bob are, we're close friends, so put us together so we can ride together." Or old Sam's got his own golf cart. Every time I play, even though I don't play often, I always ride with old Sam because he and I are good buddies. Well, the only problem is Sam doesn't know that because Sam doesn't like the guy, and he'll tell me he doesn't want to be paired up with him. So anyway, so then you do the pairings, okay? When you do the pairings and they get ready to start, then you hear the bitching out front because you go outside and you say, "Okay, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do this, that, or the other. Best ball, whatever." And then you hear "Well, man, this ain't fair. That's a stacked team over there. Hell, ain't no way we can beat them." And my standard answer to that was, "Okay, I bet you $100 they don't win." All right. If you got 10 teams, the odds of them winning are 1 in 10. If you got 20 teams, it's 1 in 20. All right, so the odds were in my favor. I never had anybody take the bet, and I got that from the guy that owned the concession before I started running it for him, because he'd been around golf courses for a long time and he knew how to cut the bullshit out. But anyway, this little community I'm in right now, for you new subscribers, this is called Buckhannon Dam. It's not an incorporated city. They don't have a police force or a mayor. It's called Buckhannon Dam. It's named after a dam on the Colorado River that was built in 1937, I believe. Part of it was built by the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, which was a make-work program to help get us on our feet after the Great Depression. So anyway, here we go. We're going on 1431. How long has this thing gone on? A while? Probably. But anyway, that's it. I talked about RVing and golf course stuff because I drove by the golf course. Is golf fun? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Played a lot of it. Don't play much anymore. In fact, I haven't played over a year. Why not? I don't know. Still got some clubs, but I just haven't played. I got down to about a honest 16 handicap. That was about where I played. I did shoot a par round one time, 72. Best round of golf I ever had. Couldn't believe it. Everything I did went right. Usually when you play golf, you have that one hole from hell, or two. You'll be playing a good round of golf, and all of a sudden you hit it out of bounds. Well, shit, there went that hole. Or you hit it in the water. But one day, the best round I had was a 72, then I had a 78, the rest of them were in the 80s, low 90s. If you can play what's called bogey golf, that means 1 over par on every hole, it's fun. It is. A lot of good jokes, a lot of camaraderie. But this highway right here is 1431. It goes into Kingston, Texas, which again is not a incorporated city. It's just a unincorporated little township with no police department, no nothing. The policing comes from the county sheriff's department and the Department of Public Safety, the Texas Highway Patrol, and others. There's probably more. We've got a constable. But gentlemen, having said all that, put your golf clubs in your RV and get going. I did that one time. I took my golf clubs with me. Played golf at a little golf course between Taos and Angel Fire. Went out to the country club in Taos. The price was a little bit too high for old Dad. I didn't know any members, so. And I was going to play at Angel Fire. Same thing. You know, if you're not a member, they just price you off the course. So, having said that, guys, thumbs up here. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy USA made, drink plenty of water, take deep breaths, exercise, stretch, and all that crap. And enjoy your life. So, from Central Texas, USA, it's bye-bye from Rusty 78609.